Welcome back, my good people. So let's go straight to the point. Time frame analysis. So the question here is, which is the best time frame to trade with? Which is the best time frame to do your analysis on? Which is the best time frame to pick your entries in? These are some of the few questions I do get on daily basis. So today we are going to explain the time frame. To understand the concept of time frame, you need to figure out where you belong, your personality as a trader, the type of trader you are, and the technique being used. Now, let's take them one after the other. So with the personality, we have different type of personalities trading the forex market. You need to identify yourself, the type of personality you are. Are you the aggressive type? Are you the one who wants to see the adrenaline movement of the market moving with heavy candles moving up and down? Are you the one who can be enduring these big losses and so on and so forth? Like, we have people who want to see that adrenaline movement of the market, candlesticks moving with full speed up and down. People who want to be seeing either profit or negative within the shortest period of time. You need to identify yourself, the type of personality you are. That will influence the time frame to choose. I hope you understand. Another way to also, another thing that influence your personality is your work. We have people who can be on this chart from morning to evening. And then we have other personalities, due to their work schedules, they can be on the chart from morning to evening. They can be monitoring the chart each and every time. I hope you understand. So once you figure this out, then you'll be able to choose the best time frame to trade with. I hope you understand. The second thing is the type of trader you are. We have many types of traders. We have the scalpers, we have the day traders, we have the swing traders, we have the position traders, and so on and so forth. So just figure out the type of trader you are. Are you a scalper? Usually scalpers prefer lower time frame, maybe 5 minute to 15-minute time frame. They usually enter into the market within the shortest period of time. They are out. I hope you know. Those are the scalpers. So that alone influence their time frame to trade with. Maybe day traders can maybe go as high as maybe 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame. So as for day traders, they open and close trade within the day. They don't leave a trade to run overnight. I hope you understand. And then maybe if you want to swing trade, maybe you can go as high as maybe H4, D1. With that time frame, you can be able to hold position for a very long time, maybe for 2-3 days or 1 week. And then position traders go as high as the weekly and monthly time frame. So you see, the type of trader also influence your time frame analysis. Now the third one, which is the most important one, is the technique. The technique being used. You need to figure out which strategy you are using. Usually our strategy influence our time frame. Each strategy has time frame that they do work perfectly on. I hope you understand. So with this technique, I would like to use my bank trading strategy to explain more on the techniques. So let me just go on to the chart. Let me just use my bank trading strategy to explain the techniques involved when it comes to time frame analysis. So let me just use this current market. This is a market that we've made justice to it back to back. Okay, so I'll just use it to explain. So assuming this is a market, that I spotted. This is the current situation of the market I've spotted. And then as you can see, these are all momentum candlesticks. Usually my bank trading strategy is very simple. Just identify a momentum candlestick and draw your supply and demand zone. So in this case, this is our supply zone, right? So this is my supply zone. So I call it the sell zone. And this will now be my buy zone. So this will now be my buy zone. So I was just here waiting for market to test any of this. Then I can possibly sell or buy. after they have what met my requirement. So as you can see, I took this analysis on the H4 time frame. I identified this momentum candlesticks on the H4 time frame. But now I want you to watch something out. I'm not gonna trade using this same time frame. Maybe I will switch on from one time frame to another. So just watch and then observe the technique. Maybe you can learn or whatsoever. I hope you understand. So currently I'm on H4 time frame. I did my analysis because I identified those momentum candlesticks on the what H4 time frame. Now I have drawn my what supply zone and then what demand zone. Now the next thing is to what observe the market. I'm not doing any entry. I'm just observing the market to see the market reaction. One thing I know for sure is that this imbalance here will definitely be filled. So definitely market has to what retrace back here before what going up there and possibly maybe falling like this. I hope you understand. So this is one thing I know for sure. No one told me that. I know this from the perspective of my what strategy. I know very well that market usually what comes back and then fill the imbalance that it has what created. I will do a separate video just on imbalance for you to understand the concept of what imbalance. But for now, let's just focus on the time frame. So as you can see, we are on the H4. We've done our supply and demand zone. The next thing to do is to what? To wait patiently for market to test in any of those zones. Then you can what? Utilize the time frames. Me personally, I switch on different time frames. Just find out how I do it, okay? I just want you to find out how I do it. Pretty simple, okay? So let me just play the market. So this market just, man, so check something here. So I was just here waiting for market to test here. Unfortunately, when market hit this area, let me just play this. Unfortunately, when market hit this area, it started what? Going up. I was like, wow, what happened? What happened to the market? Market started what? Going up like that. Then I just switched back to see whether there was a zone market is trying to react to it. So when I zoom back, I realized that this used to be what? A very good supply zone. But market break through this supply zone. So this has now become what? A new what? Swap zone. So whenever what a supply zone is broken, now becomes what? A new what? Demand zone. So definitely market has to react to it. So this movement alone, I know what? There was something happening. So even though I missed this, I could just join by what? Zooming onto the what? Lower time frame. Maybe let me go to let's say the 50-minute time frame, and now I'll show you something. So when you go on to the 15 minutes time frame, for example, you will see that you can be able to find a new entry here. You see, there is a momentum candlestick. I could just draw my what? My zone here. I can just draw my zone here. So over here, I will just wait for market to hit that zone. Then I can what? Pick my entry. So even though you see I missed the major move, but what happened? I missed the major move, but what happened? I was able to what? To follow it. Maybe I can target this area. So you see my risk to reward ratio is about 1 is to what? 1 is to 7. Very powerful. Hardly will you find this type of what? Risk to reward ratio on the market. So let me now play the market for you to see something. So I'm very optimistic market is gonna fill this imbalance. Tap onto here. You see how market tap in that zone. So let me now switch on to the H4 time frame. You see, previously I was what? In the H4 time frame. I missed this trade. I missed this entry. But You see, I was able to catch it as simple as that. Even though I was waiting for market to test, the market never tested the area. It came to a swap zone and started moving. So those who were just trading just on H4 time frame will have what? Missed this entry. Even though I have missed it, but when I switch on to the lower time frame, you see how I was able to what? To join. You see how I was able to what? To join. And I'm targeting the same profit target, the same TPD I also what? Targeting. You see how market will just move. So I'll just patiently wait for markets. No pressure. No pressure, no pressure. It's very simple. See how market is gonna. So no pressure. So no pressure. See, market just hits your TP. So if let me just extend it here for you to see. So this is where market hit the TP. So H4 time frame, you see I missed the entry, but on M15 I was able to still what? To catch up with that same trend. Now let me still move on to the H4 for you to see something. Let me bring it back. Let me just bring it back. So I just hit TP within a twinkle of an eye. Okay, so let me just bring it back. So now when you go onto the what? H4 time frame, you realize that our buy zone has hit TP, but we are also what? In a what? Supply zone. This is a new what? Supply zone that we are anticipating market will what? Will react to it. Once they meet all our requirements, it will react to it and then fall. Unfortunately, when market tap in there, it started what? Trending down. So if you had maybe a pending order, market will just activate and you'll be in profit. But if you came on then saw this market like this, you might have what? Missed this trade, or possibly you may say, let me just enter here. You may say, oh, you want to enter around here, then you miss a lot of pips. So what I usually do is that instead of me to enter here or just leave this market to go, what I will do is that I will now switch on to the lower time frame. So the first one, maybe I switch on to the maybe 15 minutes time frame to see the reaction of the market when market gets there. Or I can go on low. I go as low as maybe 1 minute sometimes. So assuming maybe I'm on, let's say, the 5 minute time frame. Let me just zoom this for you to see. So assuming I'm on the 5 minute time frame, so this is the zone. So I'll be waiting to see any momentum candlestick to form within that zone. I'm just showing you these are live trade setup we took advantage on our mentorship page. You see, I even have the zone being drawn here. You see, so over here, this is so clear and simple. So even though we miss this entry here, we can what? Zoom onto the lower time frame and pick a very low risk, high reward ratio entry again. So over here you see another momentum candlestick. I draw my zone. Now I'll be waiting for market to tap onto that zone and then fall. So even though I couldn't pick the H4 entry, but when I zoom onto the M5, you realize that I can be able to pick entry with very what? Small risk. So here, over here, I can maybe put my sell here, then my stop loss just above it. Then now the take profit, I can target the H4 targets. So I can just target that H4, you see. So when you zoom on to the H4, you realize that we want to target maybe to the nearest what? Supply zone here. I hope you understand. So that is on the H4. So this is very good. I think this is about 1:11 risk to reward ratio. Wow, very powerful. So that is why I said bank trading strategy is one of the most promising strategy you can get trade with a very good risk to reward ratio. So you see, once you play this market, you realize the market will just tap onto that area and start dropping. You see how market tap in that area. So instead of you to miss this trade, you see when you zoom onto the lower time frame, you were able to catch that snapper entry with very small pips, very small. Like this is so awesome. This is so awesome. So I just wait for market to hit my TP, and that will be all. Like this is so simple. You see, this is so simple. So someone will be like, wow, if he has taken an entry here, I can also take an entry. So this is one way we usually join. So you see, this is another momentum candlestick. You can what? Draw another zone there. So if you had missed a second entry, this is also what? A third entry. I hope you know. This is another momentum candlestick. You draw your zone. So this is your third entry. I think my trading view is messing up. This is your third entry. See, so even though we are still waiting for the TP to hit, but if you had missed the first and second entry, this is another entry you can what? Take advantage. So you see, market will just come back to that same area. Once it get there, you can pull a trigger and then still make money. So I just want you to understand how this time frame works. All this time frame shit. See, you can target the same TP. So this is about 1:1. So the second entry had to be 1:11. You have 6.3. So like same concept each and every day. Nothing new, like same concept each and every day. So just wait for your TP. So see, this market has created another one. So over here you can what? Draw another zone there. Maybe if you want to see this zone very clear, maybe you can zoom on to the, let's say, 50-minute time frame. Let's see if the zone will be more clearer there. Okay, so when you go on to the 50-minute time frame, we can cover this and that. You see, so when you go on to the 50-minute time frame, you see same concept. You see what? This is what? Fourth entry. Even though markets couldn't get there, but you still made something. So as you can see, market just hit the TP within a twinkle of an eye. I always say twinkle of an eye. So you see how market hit both TP. So this is the first entry, second entry, third entry. So we wanted to take our fourth entry. Unfortunately, market never tested this zone and then it dropped. Fair enough. We are still in the lead. So you see, now let me move on to the H4 time frame. Let's see the mother time frame. So you see how I switch from different time frames. So we still have an imbalance here waiting for market to fill to this buy zone. I hope you understand. So we are still optimistic that market is going to what? To break this level up to this buy zone. So we can still what? Get a new entry. So what we do is that we just switch on to the lower time frame. So let me just go back to the 5 minutes again and see if you can get another sell opportunity heading towards the supply zone, demand zone, sorry. So over here, I just want you to see something. So when you check on this, you can get another entry. So this is the 5 minute time frame still. So we are now looking. So over here, we are now looking for our fourth entry, right? So this, we can consider this momentum candlestick and then that but this has already been mitigated. So let's consider this. But this, you can draw your what supply zone. Let me now move on to the 50-minute time frame so I can see that zone clear. Okay, so this is the momentum, so this will now be the zone. So as you can see, you can now what draw your what supply zone here, where you can pick your what your fourth entry. So we have 1, 2, 3, third and fourth entry. So this is the third entry. I will after this video I will definitely go on to the mentorship page so you can see how we pick all those entries. So if you are very smart enough, you should be taking all this entry. So let me still go back to the 50-minute time frame, not 5-minute time. So now we have the zone, then we can now wait for market to test that zone, then we can confidently what pick another entry, then now target what the nearest. I think market is leaving us. Okay, so this market never left. So okay, so market is heading towards the zone. Let's go tap on the zone. See how market tap on the zone. See how market tap on the zone, it started dropping. So over here you can what pick your entry. So your stop loss should always be above, give a breathing space, then you can now target the demand zone, the H4 demand zone. You see, because you are very optimistic that market is going to what trend up to that area. See another entry here, market came back, another entry. So you will see a lot of entries. So that is how we switch from time frame to time frame. Let me just give you the one we had on the buy. You see, so now on the H4 you realize that market is now on the what buy zone. See, market is currently on the buy zone. So if you want to pick the H4 entry, fine, you can enter with your stop loss below. However, when you pick this trade, you are going to what risk so much, but your target profit is okay. So I think you can still enter with that. But if you want to pick a trade on the smaller time frame, you can zoom on to the lower time frame. Sometimes I go as low as 5 minutes. Sometimes I even go up to the 1 minute time frame. All I'm waiting for is to see a structure being broken. I should see something like since market is trending down, creating lower low and lower high, I should see market breaking that structure, now creating what new lower low, new higher high and then higher low. I hope that is clear. So that is what I want to see. So now when I zoom on to the lower time frame, let me just go on to the 1 minute time frame for you to see something. I just want you to see how I blend all the time frames. Okay, so when you zoom on to the 1 minute time frame, you realize that this market was just moving down, creating level of lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, like that. I hope you understand. So that is what market is just doing. But eventually you realize that over here, around here, you see, so this is the downtrend move. Let me just make it this way. This is the downtrend move. So market is just creating lower low and then lower high. This is on the what 1 minute time frame. But around here you realize the market is now creating a new wave, giving you higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we have broken what a structure. So this is telling you that once 1 minute is changing structure, the other time frame will also what follow. And once we already have a very powerful demand zone in here, then definitely market is going to what move up. So it's left onto you to get a powerful entry. Now on the 1 minute time frame, we can what set for a powerful zone. Let me just zoom for you to see. So as you can see, this is a very powerful big move from the market. We can what say this is a zone. You can what take advantage. Like, let me just change the color of this zone. So let me just change the color. You see, so this is the zone. Then now we can what? Wait for market to do all these stuffs, enter into that zone. Then we can pick a trade with a very minimum risk but high reward. Thank you. See how market tap on that zone. So now you can what? Pick your entry. You can pick your entry with your stop loss below. So always give a breathing space. So let me just target the lowest. Since I want to target the H4, let me now move on to the H4 and see my target. So on the H4, I want to target the nearest. Okay, so this is the H4 zone. Nice. So on the H4, I can say I want to target to the nearest supply zone. So this is an supply zone. See, so now let's move on to, let's say, 5-minute time frame and see something. See, so that is it. So that is it, to the nearest supply zone. So you see how the market works. Like, it just work like so. If you had missed the 1 minute move, you can just pick this one. See how markets just trended exactly onto that area. You see, so now on the H4 time frame, you realize that market reacted the same way perfectly. Perfect move. Perfect move. You see. So that is it. So that is how the market works. Just understand the dynamic of the market, know the personality of trader you are, the type of trader, and the most important thing is your technique. Trust me, we all pick this trade. I will share. We all pick this trade with very small risk to reward ratio, like bang almost about 110 pips, so on and so forth. So thank you very much. If you have learned something on this video, drop a comment, smash the like button. My next video is gonna be on imbalance. Imbalance. How to identify imbalance and take advantage of them.